Heart disease is the #1 killer across Europe and the Western world, and too many people are walking straight into its arms with a fork and a knife in hand. Most don't even realize the battle they're in until it's almost too late. They eat what's easy, what's cheap, what's fast. Then they end up in a hospital bed wondering what happened. But here's the truth. Heart disease doesn't sneak up on you. It shows up after years of daily decisions, stacking bad habits on top of each other like bricks in a wall, until your own lifestyle becomes your prison. You want to break free? You want to fight back? Then stop waiting for a doctor to hand you a prescription and start using what nature already gave you. Olive oil. This isn't some trendy superfood of the week. This is real, raw, time-tested medicine disguised as a kitchen ingredient. The kind of weapon Mediterranean cultures have been using for centuries, not just to survive, but to thrive. And it works. Science backs it. Doctors admit it. Study after study shows that olive oil, especially extra virgin, has a powerful effect on your heart. Why? Because it's loaded with monounsaturated fats, the kind your body knows how to burn and benefit from. These fats lower your LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol that clogs your arteries and slows your blood flow like sludge in a pipe. And while it's doing that, it raises your HDL, the good cholesterol that clears out the garbage and keeps your blood moving like a river. But olive oil doesn't stop there. It's packed with antioxidants, especially polyphenols that go to war inside your body. These compounds don't just sit around. They reduce oxidative stress, lower blood pressure, and calm the inflammation that silently tears at your blood vessels, day after day. Every time you cook with it, drizzle it, or even take a spoonful straight, you're putting those compounds to work. You're strengthening your heart, repairing damage, and flipping the script your diet tried to write for you. The best part? It's not complicated. You don't need a lab or a fancy machine. You just need to make a decision. Choose olive oil over butter. Use it in your dressings, your sautés, even on your toast. Make it a ritual, a discipline, because your heart doesn't care about your excuses. It cares about how you live. This is about consistency, not perfection. You do it daily, you feel it, more energy, better blood flow, clearer mind, less fear when the doctor calls. That's the payoff. Heart disease isn't inevitable. It's a consequence. But olive oil is your chance to fight. So fight. Pour it. Use it. Live like your life depends on it, because it does. Type 2 diabetes isn't a life sentence. It's a wake-up call. A message your body is screaming every time your blood sugar spikes and crashes like a roller coaster. It doesn't care how busy you are. It doesn't care how good your intentions are. It responds to what you put in your mouth and how you move. Your body. And for millions of people, that response has become deadly. But here's the part they don't tell you. This disease is beatable, preventable, even reversible in many cases. And one of the most underrated tools in that fight is olive oil. Forget the sugar-free labels and low-fat lies. Most of that is garbage made in labs to trick your taste buds and confuse your system. Real change starts with real food, and olive oil is as real as it gets. When you consume high-quality extra virgin olive oil, you're not just adding flavor. You're adding control. Control over your insulin. Control over your glucose levels. Control over a body that's been bouncing between sugar highs and energy crashes for too long. Here's what's really happening. Type 2 diabetes is caused by insulin resistance. Your cells become numb to the hormone that's supposed to help them absorb glucose, so the sugar stays in your blood. And over time it does damage. But olive oil steps in with a different plan. It doesn't spike your blood sugar like refined carbs or sugary snacks. Instead, it slows digestion, keeping your blood sugar stable and steady. That means fewer spikes, fewer crashes, and less stress on your pancreas, which is probably tired of working overtime because of years of poor choices. On top of that, olive oil helps reduce inflammation, one of the root causes of insulin resistance. When your body is inflamed, it doesn't respond properly to insulin, but the antioxidants in olive oil go to work calming that storm. Polyphenols, the same compounds that help with heart health, also improve how your cells react to insulin. Think of it like tuning an engine. You're not just masking the symptoms. You're fixing the system so it runs smoother, cleaner, longer. And here's something most people miss. When you add olive oil to meals that contain carbohydrates, like whole grains or vegetables, it actually slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. That's power. That's leverage. That's not just eating. That's strategy. But none of this matters if you don't use it. If olive oil stays in the bottle and your plate stays packed with processed junk, then nothing changes. But if you build a routine, a discipline, where olive oil becomes a daily tool, you start reclaiming control over your numbers, over your energy, over your life. Type 2 diabetes feeds on comfort and laziness. Olive oil feeds on action and intention. Make the swap. Fight the fight. Win the day. Every single meal is a choice. Choose the one that gives you your life back. Cancer doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care about your job, your plans, or the fact that you thought you were mostly healthy. It strikes in silence, often building inside you for years before anyone sees it. And by the time you feel something, it's already doing damage. That's why the smartest battle against cancer is not reaction, it's prevention. And one of the most powerful tools you have to stack the odds in your favor is something most people overlook on their grocery list: olive oil. This isn't about false hope or miracle cures. It's about science. It's about strategy. Cancer is fueled by free radicals, unstable molecules that attack your cells, damage your DNA, and trigger dangerous mutations. These mutations over time become tumors. That's the path. But olive oil steps in early. It intercepts. It defends. It disrupts that process at the root, before the damage multiplies, before the problem grows into something you can't ignore. What makes olive oil so powerful in this fight are its antioxidants, especially a group called polyphenols. These compounds are natural bodyguards. They neutralize free radicals before they can cause harm. They also reduce oxidative stress, which is one of the main conditions cancer needs to grow. That's not just a small bonus. That's a full-on shield being raised inside your body every time you consume it. When you use olive oil daily, especially extra virgin and cold-pressed, you're dosing your system with real protection. Not in a lab, not with a prescription, but right from your plate. But that's not all. Olive oil has been shown to influence how genes involved in cell growth behave. Some studies have found that it helps regulate the expression of certain genes that can either suppress or encourage tumor development. That means olive oil doesn't just stop the attack. It trains your body to resist it in the future. It's not passive. It's proactive. It's smart nutrition turned into body armor. The evidence is especially strong when it comes to breast cancer and colon cancer. Populations that consume diets rich in olive oil, like those in the Mediterranean, show consistently lower cancer rates compared to countries following Western eating habits. And it's not because of luck or better doctors. It's because they're putting the right fuel into their bodies every single day. Olive oil isn't a side dish to them. It's the foundation. This fight doesn't wait for a diagnosis. It starts now, with what you choose to eat, cook with, and live by. You can't afford to wait until it's too late. You can't play games with your life. You either give your body the tools it needs to fight, or you roll the dice and hope. You're one of the lucky ones. Hope is not a strategy. Action is, and olive oil is one of the simplest, most effective actions you can take. So don't just drizzle it. Commit to it. Make it your daily defense. Because cancer doesn't play fair, but neither do you. Alzheimer's doesn't show up overnight. It creeps in slowly, stealing your memories one by one, until your own name feels like a stranger. It's one of the most terrifying conditions a human can face. Not because it kills you quickly, but because it erases you while you're still alive. You forget your stories, your family, your purpose. But here's the truth no one screams loud enough. You're not helpless. There are ways to fight back long before the symptoms start. And one of the most powerful, proven weapons is sitting in your kitchen: olive oil. This isn't theory. It's not some wellness trend with empty promises. It's science-backed. by hard data. Your brain is under constant attack by oxidative stress, inflammation, and toxic plaque buildup, especially amyloid beta plaques, which are directly linked to the development of Alzheimer's. But olive oil has been shown to counter these threats at the source. Extra virgin olive oil contains polyphenols and oleocanthal, two natural compounds with brain-boosting, anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds don't just protect the brain, they preserve it. They enhance cell signaling, reduce inflammation, and help flush out those damaging plaques before they take root. When researchers gave olive oil to mice with Alzheimer's-like symptoms, something incredible happened. Their cognitive function improved. They remembered better, moved better, functioned better. Their brains were literally performing at a higher level because of one ingredient. And now human studies are backing this up. In countries where olive oil is a daily part of life, not just an occasional flavoring, Alzheimer's rates are significantly lower. This isn't luck, it's lifestyle. What most people don't realize is that the brain is mostly fat. It needs fat, the right kind, to operate at peak level. Monounsaturated fats in olive oil help keep the cell membranes of neurons flexible and responsive. That means better memory, quicker processing, sharper focus. And when you consume olive oil regularly, you're not just fueling your brain. You're protecting its future. But this is where people go wrong. They think they can wait, that somehow they'll deal with it when it happens. But Alzheimer's doesn't wait. By the time symptoms show up, the damage is already deep. You don't build a shield during the battle. You build it every single day leading up to it. And olive oil is part of that shield. Start small. Drizzle it on your vegetables instead of using processed dressings. Use it to cook your eggs, your fish, your life. Don't just eat it, commit to it. Make it part of your mental defense strategy. Because once your memories are gone, they don't come back. This is about protecting the most valuable thing you own, your mind. Every spoonful of olive oil is a step toward staying sharp, toward staying you. You can lose many things in life, but don't lose yourself without a fight. Olive oil is how you fight smart. So start today. Pain has a way of breaking you down. Not all at once, slowly. Day by day, movement by movement, you stop reaching overhead, you stop bending down, you stop doing the things that used to feel simple. That's what arthritis does. It creeps into your joints, steals your freedom, and convinces you that this is just how life is going to be from now on. But it's not. You are not sentenced to stiffness. You are not doomed to suffer. Because there is something natural, powerful, and proven that can help fight back. And it's called olive oil. Arthritis is inflammation, pure and simple. It's your immune system attacking your own joints, causing swelling, stiffness, and pain. And while doctors throw pills at the symptoms, olive oil goes deeper. It targets the source, the inflammation, that burning, grinding, bone-on-bone discomfort. Olive oil works against that. Not just for temporary relief, but for long-term repair and resilience. The key lies in compounds like oleocanthal, found only in high-quality extra virgin olive oil. This isn't just a fancy word. It's nature's ibuprofen. Studies have shown that oleocanthal works on the same pathways as common anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the side effects that wreck your gut and damage your liver. It inhibits the same enzymes, COX-1 and COX-2, which are responsible for triggering inflammation and pain. So when you use olive oil regularly, you're not just reducing pain, you're turning down the volume on the entire inflammatory process. But this isn't about taking a spoonful and expecting a miracle. It's about building a new rhythm. Olive oil works best as part of your daily routine, not once a week, not when the pain flares, but every single day. Use it instead of butter. Pour it over your vegetables. Mix it into your meals. Your joints respond to consistency. They rebuild from repetition. And the more olive oil becomes a part of your lifestyle, the more your body starts to adapt. What's even more powerful is how olive oil helps your body absorb other anti-inflammatory nutrients. Vitamins A, D, E, and K. All essential for bone and joint health are fat-soluble. That means your body needs healthy fat to absorb them properly. Olive oil makes that happen. It's not just medicine. It's the delivery system your healing depends on. This isn't a cure. Let's be real. But it's a weapon, a tool you can use to reduce the pain, increase the movement, and take back control. And when you combine olive oil with movement, stretching, and the right mindset, the results can be life-changing. Less stiffness, more freedom, fewer pills, more walking, lifting, gardening, living. You don't have to accept a life of limited motion. Arthritis may have knocked, but that doesn't mean you have to let it move in. Start fighting back from the inside out. Use olive oil like your future depends on it, because the freedom to move without pain is a fight worth winning. You've just heard the truth, raw, unfiltered, and backed by science. 5 diseases that ruin lives, steal years, and crush potential. Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, arthritis. These aren't just conditions, they're enemies. But now you know they're not unbeatable, because there's a fighter in your kitchen. A weapon disguised as a bottle. Olive oil isn't hype, it's history, it's healing. It's a daily decision to take back control, one spoonful at a time. No more waiting on doctors to save you. No more hiding behind excuses. Your body is a machine, and olive oil is part of the fuel that keeps it running strong. Every time you use it, you're making a choice to fight smarter, to protect your heart, balance your sugar, defend your brain, crush inflammation, and build a life where you don't just survive, you thrive. This isn't about trends. It's about taking action when it matters most, right now. So don't just watch this video and forget. Get up, make the change, drizzle it, cook with it, live by it. Let your food be your medicine and your habits be your shield, because your health isn't a lottery, it's a choice.